Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're alright. This is Payday 2 Death Wish Run. Hoxton Revenge. Wow, this took me a long time to do, but obviously I got it in the end. I was doing a crime spree and that's how I managed to actually get this done. It's a bit of a hit and miss sometimes, but obviously I got very lucky. This was the day after I'd done the crime. Also, that in the background here is actually due to the fact that we had an event for the 8th birthday of Payday 2. I should really turn it off because it can get quite annoying. So, here we go. So, the aim of this is obviously to get into the house to find the rat, who we don't know who it is at this moment of time. So, obviously, there's a little bit of waiting and stuff like that. So as you see here, I always get at least an extra body bag just in case, because sometimes in this game, which can be frustrating at times, is killing X amount of people and never having that one extra body bag that will actually help you. So obviously here I'm looking for the actual alarm box, which usually is downstairs, sometimes it's upstairs. Obviously you've got the cameras and obviously you've got the guards going about. It can be frustrating because of the cameras being angled at an awkward angle that they can spot you just like that. So obviously at this rate I'm like, okay, it's not there, so I might as well see if my sixth sense, which is one of the skills I use, help me identify where the enemy is. So I'm just obviously looking around, running around. Usually there is the security room, but not in this game, because obviously it's random generated. So I'm just going to have a little quick peek upstairs to see what's going on, see if I can find said box to get in. Obviously I'm always marking the guards when I can, like now, obviously to help me later on really. So obviously sometimes I stand there for like 3 seconds just to make sure I've marked the guards, and then that way you learn where they basically walk, so it's like a place of not actually going without getting caught. So I jump over here, see if it's in here. Sometimes it's in here, sometimes it's not, so I go in and have a look, a better angle, but obviously I weren't that successful. So I just look in the camera, skimming around, see if I can find it that way. But as you probably see throughout this little bit, that I'm not that successful. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to give up actually finding this bloody box. But obviously, as you'll see, I'm just looking to where I know where it will be. But also it marks the guards, which gives me a better advantage once I'm inside the house. But obviously I have to keep marking them. Sometimes it could be in the most awkward place and stuff like that, really, if I'm going to be honest. It's just a cat and mouse game. I'm still scanning around, obviously, and then I'm just like, you know what, just keep looking elsewhere. So I look in these small little rooms. Sometimes they're in here, sometimes they're not, but I'm just working with what I've got. Obviously at this time I'm not getting a little bit frustrated, but it is what it is, and I know I have to go down, not that side, the opposite side, but obviously still marking guards like that. So at this moment of time, I'm just getting a little bit, where should I go? Keep looking back and forth, see if I can try and get down, always marking the guards. Like there's always like one that pops out there, it's also in there and around there as well. So I've just got to really think, how am I going to do this? And then obviously I always keep looking in the windows, you never know. I might have missed it, but you just never know in this game, because even like sometimes you could be just a little bit further away and they can really spot you. So I was going to take a chance right here. I was like, down the ladder, or should I just slip off the roof? So I was like, yeah, ladder. So I just walk around bushes, make sure no one's there, have a look. Oh, you almost got caught there. That should have been shite. But I was successful that time, and I'm looking still, just looking in here because he's usually there, and obviously he's in this room as well, making sure I'm not no guards. So I keep looking, I'm like, oh, I see it, and then it's right there. So obviously I cut it, so then no alarm, it won't go loud. So I'm doing this in stealth. So obviously I'm collecting the evidence as well, because obviously that's part of what you've got to do after you've done the rat. So I'm just trying to think the best way of actually doing it. So obviously I'm just a bit cautious and marking guards. I'm like, I don't know where to go, so I'll just go down here, think, open for the best. So obviously I go through this door, and then I spot a door on my left, and I'm like, I know what that is. I'm trying to pick up the package. Here we go. So obviously I know exactly what that is. I'm just looking around, make sure there's no one else, and boom, that's 1 out of 4. Because obviously on PC, even if you have 4 people, you still just have 4 pages. I think on consoles, I could be wrong here. Someone will probably tell me down below that it's 4 per one. I could be wrong, but who knows. So obviously I'm trying to hide it just in case a guard or someone comes down this way. And this is where I find the vault where the rat is hiding. So I was like, sweet, now I've got to find these key cards. Obviously they're dotted around the place. And obviously now the search for the key cards will carry on. But obviously I'm also trying to get the evidence out first. That way, that's one less thing to worry about in the long run. So I'm just being very cautious going back to where the van is. Obviously, that's what I'm testing the waters here, and I'm like, so obviously I go the long way round, and obviously I collect the body bag, because you never know, as I said. So that's one in. So I go back the same way I came in, basically. But I'm always being cautious, marking the guard if I can mark the guard. Sometimes you have to wait for them to move. Sometimes the guard could actually be at that gate at that time. Obviously now I've found a way of getting in there quicker, easier, but obviously being very cautious as I turn every corner, because you never know what's behind every corner. Because there could be a guard literally round that corner like there was there. So obviously I have to kill him, because if he's going to be roaming around here, it's going to be harder for me to open said vault and then get out, basically, in a nutshell. So obviously I'm now 2 out of 4 pages, which is good. And here we go, number 3! And he's down. This is why I have multiple body bags on me. Because obviously sometimes that can happen, or you could be lucky and have all 4 come in at the same time. Then you're truly screwed, son. So I used the security room as my actual disposal. So obviously I'm mounting them up, making sure there's no more packages around the area. And obviously I take this one, go back to the room, and then my hunt for said key cards are on the table again. So here we go. Back to the hunt of 2 key cards. Sometimes you can have a key card and the FBI boss, and sometimes you can go for the laptop, but obviously in this case it's actually 2 key cards, and that's obviously the FBI boss. But I've also got a guard coming behind me. He's a rude boy, and I obviously have to hide, and then I'm like, let's kill you, get you out of the way, since you're in the way, and that is my last and final page of said mission. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to see how this plans out, because this is what I do. I tend to see how it plans out, and then hoping it works, but obviously this time I got very lucky, so I'm proud of myself in a sense, because it is very hard. Sometimes you can join games midway through and there's someone that screws it up, and then they're like reset, or they tend to just quit the whole mission total. So I'm just going around collecting packages as I go along. That bumps up my XP, and obviously I'm still looking for the key cards, and they could be anywhere. And obviously instead I'll just collect evidence, and then I'll just stash them somewhere, and then I can continue my hunts for the key cards, because I know there's one somewhere. I just can't remember where at this time. So I'm just like, yep, let's go and get the evidence. Obviously crouching down. I don't know why I looked in there. It's just one of the things I sometimes do. So obviously I'm not minding him. I'm just like cracking on. Gotta get this little bit of evidence on the wall, but obviously I almost got caught. I was like, no, don't touch me there, you naughty boy. And I was like, what should I do now? You know what? I'll just get his attention, get him down, get him tied up, collect the evidence, get another package, and move this geezer. I know that there's like two more packages of evidence that I can collect. But for some reason I thought that I could use the FBI agent for his eye scan, which I think I did.
Oi, get down!
Yeah, I did.
Down!
And obviously
Oi,
the reason
get
why I
down!
do that is because
Down on the
he
ground!
will actually
Get
alert
fucking down, man!
people, and I can't really do nothing on that because I'd rather do things stealthily rather than loud. Obviously some missions you have to do it purely stealth because that's the way the mission is, and obviously others you can do multiple, either loud or you can do it stealthily. So now that I've got it all sorted and I'm just cracking on with stuff that I need to do, I sometimes wait to see if there's any guards in certain places, obviously for my sixth sense perk to kick in. So I'm like, while I'm here, I'll be rude not to actually collect the evidence and actually get it stored away. So once I know I've got all the evidence, I can just whack it in the back of the van, big bam bomb, that's one bit done, out the way, custards of cream, all gravy in the navy and all that malark. So obviously transferring this can take a bit of time, depending on how the way the guards are set out. Sometimes they go a certain route and that screws you over in the long run, but obviously if you're taking out some guards, that sometimes is a good thing to get rid of their routes. Now obviously now I've got 4 out of 4 pages, which sometimes can be worrying because you might bump into one and kill him by accident or anything like that. And obviously with that, it's game over. You have to restart. Sometimes I don't bother. I just have one crack at it. If I can't do it, I'm like, fair enough. Whatevs, I'll go and do an easier one that I know I can do. So obviously here I'm like, oh no, not another one, run. And I was like, you know what? Don't like you guy. I'm going to the bed. So obviously I'm just making it a little bit easier for me. And I'm just like, I'll get another bit of evidence in the van. You know, that's another one out the way. You have to collect 6 in total. And I think there's around about 8.
God.
Obviously still marking guards as I'm going along. Because obviously it can be very frustrating if you get the last bit of evidence, boom, guard, shot, damn, it's game over. And it is what it is. Obviously RNG usually kicks in, and obviously in this one it kicks in because this is probably my 9th time trying this one, and I got it. And there's obviously there's a few more stealth ones I've still got to relearn, continue, crack on with, find easier ways. I might have to do it on a lower difficulty and then bump my way up to see if there's what changes, etc, etc. Sometimes you've got one called the border crossing, which is another one I'm working on at the moment, and I usually get day 1 done, crusty, done, perfect. It's sometimes when it's part way through the second mini bit, it's not a day 2, and I'm like, because obviously I'm trying to get all the loot, get out, boom, and obviously there's always, I've done the same thing, kill 4 guards, killed the cameraman. Sometimes that works out well for you, sometimes lately it's like a no. So obviously as you see there, I almost got caught again. I'm like, but obviously I'm moving the evidence up to a bit closer near the van and makes it easier for myself. So when I need to, once I've done this first part of what I meant to do, I can quickly go back and forth to the van, to put the evidence back in the van and then get out of here successfully. Obviously, there's a lot more stealth. Obviously, with having all the DLCs, which I do have now, learning them is a bit of a pain in the butt, but it is what it is. And obviously, yeah, just obviously learning about is a different story, because some people can watch things and do it. Some people do it by experience. I mean, my next video will be of the yacht. I literally watched the video. About 10 minutes later, when the video finished, I cracked on with it, and I'd done it on Death Wish 1 Down, which obviously unlocks all the achievements for said yacht. But obviously there's one achievement I ain't got yet on that, and that will be for the non-killing, which is a pain. But you know, if you want to collect them all Steam achievements, yeah. So carrying on with the video, I'm just running around making sure that I've got most of the evidence in the actual van at this point. So then all I've got to do is put X amount more in the van and I'm sorted. So obviously, as you see in this part, I'm trying to mark this guard. I had to move down a little bit just to mark him. I was like, oh, can I go? And I was like, damn it. So in frustration, I picked up the planks. So I want to whack him around the back of the head with it. Sadly, you can't do that. So I'm like trying to mark him again, and I mark the security camera. Obviously, the character I'm playing is Jimmy, and I like Jimmy. He's awesome. Now I'm just waiting to see where that guy goes that comes on the outer bit, and then I'm like, should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? Because sometimes they can linger around at certain points, and it can get frustrated. But I got lucky, and I was like, bye, have a good time. And obviously running to the van, sticking that one in, and I'm like, that's another one off my list. And I'm like, perfect. It's all custy now, geezer. So cracking on with the game in hand, I'm just gonna be continuously. I think I'm gonna end up just getting rid of these 4 here, or 3 or 2. So that way, in a sense, that's less things to worry about. Obviously, in stealth with this game, you have to take your time, check your corners, because the guard can go peekaboo. You're like bang bang, and like, damn it, just went last pager. Or that you've got 4 pages and you kill them, you're like getting a bit more frustrated because now you've got to deal with it on loud. And obviously on Death Wish, due to your build being on stealth only, it could be a bit of a pain in the butt. But you know, you live to learn, so on and so on. So obviously now, as you're hearing Bane going about this, if you can see more, still more, it's like, sweet, I will, thank you. Now I've just got to have to wait for this guy to jog on, say jogged on. And obviously I have to keep my wits about, and always marking, so that way I won't get caught out. And I'm just like, yeah boy, let's crack on. Obviously make sure I don't get sneak attacked by the guard. I don't know why I went in there, but then again, the reason why I probably went in there at the first time, because he could just go up straight past me, or like he went the opposite way. I'm just like, sweet. And obviously I was probably pouring myself a drink at the time of this recording here, and I'm like, okay, cool, let's crack on. And now I'm like, should I just check around just to see
Careful.
if there's any key cards upstairs, because sometimes it could be upstairs or it could be somewhere else, but you just never know because it's all random. And this is why I'm opening windows, so I can actually get in and out quicker.
Watch out, guard.
Obviously marking guards, so I know where to keep looking. So I'm just like waiting for my 6th sense to kick in to see if there's anybody about. Boom! Key card. Yay! I win! Ha ha! So obviously I get out of there. I'm marking the guards as I'm coming out, because obviously I want them to move on so I can crack on. And obviously deal with the rats, so to speak. So now I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and marking and marking. It's just to keep reminding myself where the guards are. So then if I wanted to get off the roof fast enough, I know where said guard was. Because even from out the house, the guards can actually see, which is quite annoying because obviously it's like a half a mile away and they can see just like that. And it's like, So obviously now I'm just cracking down to the vault. I don't know why I'm crouch walking, but sometimes it's better to crouch walk than not. Make sure the area's secure. Thank you, Sixth Sense. You're the boss. And that's the first key card. I'm like, yay. Now where's the other key card? So the hunt for the second key card is now afoot. Jolly good. I don't know why I keep going there. Sometimes it could be anywhere. It could be on the FBI person, but never seen on the FBI person. It could be in here. I could be having a swig of me drink right now. Obviously, in the time of this recording of the video, I was probably having a big old swig because my throat was getting dry because I was getting nervous during the actual recording. It's like, yes, I got it this far. Will I make it to the next bit? And the next bit, and the next bit, because obviously I was like, but I'm focused on it. I'm focused to get it done. I wanted to get it done, out the way, sorted, all custy, and all that malark. Excuse me for burping, second time. So I'm just like, yep, right, just wait here for a minute. Obviously, I'll probably wipe my hands because my hands starting to get sweaty during this because obviously I've been this lucky. And I don't know why I was doing that. I was probably moving my mouse or probably bumped into my keyboard, which is on my desk, which I need a new desk anyway. So, onwards and upwards for the second key card. But first, I thought I'll quickly take advantage, have a bit of a pee break. It happens. It happens to the best of us, the worst of us, in between of us. And obviously, if I had a drink, I'll take a swig of that, or I'll just make a drink. So obviously, I'm moving on to find more evidence as well as this last key card that I need to actually complete the mission. And obviously, I use Sixth Sense it, perfect perk. No matter if it's loud or silent, Sixth Sense is perfect because it helps not just you, helps your teammates. And how it helps your teammates is by marking so they can find out as well as just you. Obviously, my recording at this point was getting a bit iffy, so I'm getting evidence. Obviously, you're going to hear things that I'm not on par with the video. I'll get the key card here, so I'm not like, okay, let's crack on, let's go downstairs, let's put the evidence in the corner, let's get the last bit while I've got the chance. Sometimes you have to take risks like this, getting all the evidence and getting out custody as. So this bit, boom, like result, have it large, and obviously I will make my way to the garage, and then sometimes I tend to leave it in the garage, or I will carry the one I'm carrying right now all the way to the van, so it's out the way. That's one less thing to worry about. Obviously, almost got caught by the guards. You guards, I will not be caught. So yes, indeed, it is a disturbing universe. So I was like, I'll put that one there, and then I'll get the last one. And I thought, take a risk, marking guards, as you do. Whoa-hey, whoa-hey.
On patrol.
Always mark the same guard twice, and there's another guard there. Like, no, thank you.
Patrol.
Don't want to see you, nor do you want to see me. So I'm just like cracking on now, just waiting. The patient game. Very patient, and make sure there's no guard coming from behind me. Sometimes that can happen, and it can be very frustrating. So just marking everything I can, including security camera for some reason, which can be a pain in the butt. because obviously you want to mark the guard, you don't want to mark the actual security camera.
There's a guard.
So obviously, reason why I'm always continuously marking them is so that I can actually see which way they're going. Sometimes they might be coming towards you or towards an objective that you're trying to get to, and they can get frustrated. Boom, in there, have it large, geezer. So that's one less to worry about. With one more bag to go, we've also got to go find and kill the rats. So I just took a risk here, just running. Like, yep, why not? I was like, yeah, boy, got that one.
Look
Obviously,
out, God.
sometimes I just sit there and use Sixth Sense. It can muck up sometimes. If I'm gonna be honest, I was like, sweet, no more. So I can literally get up and actually run to the van, be successful. It's all custody. Boom, and that's the last bit of the evidence I needed. So now it's time to kill the rat. So obviously I almost got caught here again. I was like, no, thank you. Obviously I got a bit annoyed with myself at that time. So I was like, you know what, let's just change it up. Change my guns. Single pistol was not good, it's double pistol was better. Now I'll wait 1 minute.
Are you finally bringing me
And
some
then
real
obviously
food
he's just
instead of these
yakking
fire
on.
pig assholes?
So
Before we
obviously
start
I
arguing
wait
again.
there just in case, because sometimes they always had a guard certain missions, and that guard could get in your way, so you have to be very cautious of what you do. It's like there, I'm like, oh god, just don't say the guards come down, please don't say the guards come down.
Fuck the timeout. Let me out
Because
already. I
obviously
need
it
a
can
goddamn
get
smoke.
frustrating, annoying, and now I'm getting a bit nervous aiming that way, see if I can basically see him if he's coming this way. I was like, ooh, thank God for that. So obviously that guy's gone upstairs, and I was like, you know what, it's kind of like 10 seconds, let's crack on. And obviously now we wait 10 seconds, and I'm getting ready, and I'm just waiting to see who the actual rat is. So here's Hector. He's down. He's there. We're done. All custody. Loving it. I'm actually quite happy at this point. So I was like, I want to get out. I want to get out. I want to get out now. I was like, screw it, run. And obviously getting to the actual thing here. Anyway, as I say, thanks very much. Bye. Have a good chat.